Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but before that don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. NBA star Trey Murphy disagrees with controversial Draymond Green take. New Orleans Pelicans forward Trey Murphy III is a rising star in the league this season. The former first-round pick is averaging career highs in points, rebounds and assists despite his team's poor record. Murphy III represents the future of the Pelicans organization alongside star forward Zion Williamson, while New Orleans believes in the future product they hope to put on the court. Golden State Warriors four-time champion Draymond Green doesn't like the current state of the NBA. During this past weekend's All-Star game in San Francisco, Green did not hold back on his thoughts on the league. Now the former Defensive Player of the Year called today's brand of basketball boring because it relies so much on the three-point shot. Murphy III disagreed with Green's assessment and voiced his opinion on the Kevin O'Connor show. "I don't agree with that," Murphy III said. "I think the game's fun. I still have fun watching basketball. I have fun playing basketball. The trade deadline made ratings go up a lot, so people are more intrigued and tuned in. The last 2 weeks before All-Star might be a little boring. Everybody's just trying to make All-Star, but the NBA being boring in general, I don't know about that for sure." One could argue that the Warriors dynasty may have been the genesis of the three-point boom in this era of basketball, with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson among the best three-point shooters in history. By his own admission, Murphy III is already one of the best three-point shooters in the league. In his young career, he is already one of 5 players in franchise history to make more than 200 three-pointers in a season. His 6'9" frame makes him a matchup nightmare for defenders, and he is freakishly athletic, placing second place in the slam dunk contest a few years ago. Murphy III signed a 4-year extension with the team before the season started. Warriors get bad news on $228 million trade target. The Warriors have long fantasized about adding Buck star Giannis Antetokounmpo next to Stephen Curry in pursuit of a 5th championship in the Steve Kerr era. However, the odds of that happening continue to shrink. In an interview with Greece's Cosmo TV, now confirmed that he has no intention of seeking a trade from the Bucks at any point in his career. "I don't think that I would ever text and ask for a trade. I am not this kind of guy. They would have to kick me out," Antetokounmpo said by a Eurohoops. Earlier in the interview, Ormo joked about the Bucks trading him to a smaller market like the Detroit Pistons, citing the example of the Mavericks moving Luka Doncic to the Lakers. "At least Luka went from Dallas to why you are sending me to Detroit," he asked jokingly. "NBA is business. If I got traded, I would inform my family and would do my job." Hailing from a small town in Greece, Ormo has often spoken about the importance of loyalty to his basketball legacy in the past. The Greek freak has spoken about following in the footsteps of Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki and Tim Duncan as legends who spent their entire careers with one franchise. In his chat with Cosmo TV, the two-time MVP reiterated that desire while talking about his honor of being Greece's flag bearer at the 2024 Paris Olympics. "What are the chances for a kid born in Sepoya to Nigerian parents who were illegal immigrants to be the first person to open the ceremony?" 0.00001%. Maybe, he asked. "I swear to you that I didn't know my mother was the somehow she managed to get down to the riverbank and she made a sound that I can hear from everywhere, and suddenly I saw her. I was like, hi mom." Although the Warriors added 6-time All-Star Jimmy Butler at the 2025 NBA trade deadline, there is increasing belief that the franchise is not done making big moves. According to multiple insiders, Golden State could resume its pursuit of Kevin Durant in the summer of 2025 and potentially inquire about Antetokounmpo's availability with the Bucks. The latter scenario largely depends on Milwaukee's performance in the 2025 playoffs, where they are expected to run into juggernauts such as the Celtics, Cavaliers and Knicks. Outside of Durant and James, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the other Tier 1 superstar that the Warriors view as a dream trade target, sources said. Clutch Point's Brett Siegel wrote on February 3, "It is highly unlikely that the Bucks would part ways with Giannis right now, especially given Golden State's lack of enticing assets." Kevin Durant prop store. Why wide open for off-season trade to Warriors. The Golden State Warriors ran roughshod on the league from 2015 to 2019. They might have won without Kevin Durant, but they were a complete juggernaut when he hopped on board in the summer of 2016. There were rumblings that he might have been traded back to the Warriors during this trade deadline, but he reportedly shot that down. Did he not want to deal with the fans who didn't give him enough credit? Was playing with Draymond Green that much of a deal breaker? We'd never know the accurate reason why KD essentially vetoed that trade that was in place unless he told us. Well, he did, and our theories were incorrect. KD didn't want to get traded in the middle of the season. He wants to see it through with his Phoenix Suns brethren. That's a commendable train of thought from KD, but the Suns sit outside the play-in picture at 26-28. There's no way KD imagined Devin Booker and Bradley Beal would be struggling at this point in the season. The trio hasn't played much together, but they're only plus 0.05 in 418 minutes together. When you look at their lack of success and the Suns putting Durant in trade talks at the deadline, we're headed towards Durant being back in the block this summer. Phoenix isn't going anywhere, and Durant's the most valuable amongst those three. He'd recoup draft picks and maybe young talent Phoenix can air with Booker. Golden State acquired Jimmy Butler at the deadline. That move shoots them up the Western Conference contention matter, but it won't be enough to deal with the Thunder and Nuggets of the world. The Warriors will need to head back to the drawing board after they're knocked out of the playoffs this year. Even though Draymond Green guarantees another ring with the Suns dangling Durant and the Warriors needing more high-end talent to help CHR while landing number 5 going after their old friend KD makes too much sense. The Warriors must mortgage their future to obtain a Steph KD/Butler unit. The organization was previously against that option, but when you have a great like Curry, you must maximize his window. That looks like giving up all their young assets like Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and draft capital. Golden State might need to throw Draymond in the deal to make the money work. That'll hurt as he helped build this thing brick by brick, but one must strike if they can land Kevin Durant. He and Curry's chemistry is unmatched. We've seen the two walking Hall of Famers dominate on the NBA Olympic and All-Star stage, pairing the arguably greatest scorer in KD with the undoubted GOAT shooter in Curry has shown to be the recipe for rings even in the later stages of their careers. Both are still dominating at a LeBron James like clip. Curry and Durant are deep into their 30s but are still top 10 players. Getting that band back together is solid for their future because neither is slowing down their defining father time, and if their Warriors Durant are open to reuniting, both sides must get it done. And you fan, what do you think of Kevin Durant's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.